So this is a new hammock I got. It's made by Kajaro Native. I think it weighs maybe 4.5 ounces. Really lightweight. It's a really nice option for a lightweight full. It says double. You can sleep comfortable in it, but you're not going to get two people in it. And then instead of regular straps, I ordered some webbing. And this stuff is really lightweight, but it holds up to 500 pounds. So this whole system together, maybe 7.5, 8 ounces. I don't know, but it's really lightweight system. I've slept in this twice now, and really like it. I haven't really recorded a lot of my camping trips this summer, just because I've been with other people and just wanted to spend time enjoying their company. But anyway, let's get this up because it's been raining. Everything out here is soaking wet, so I want to get this up and get a brew on. So the way I did these straps, these are, I think I cut them 15 feet long, maybe even 20. They're really long, but I cut them extra long because they're lightweight. But sometimes you get out here and you've got a tree with a 5-foot radius, 6-foot radius. You're going to eat up a lot of your nylon, so I went with a lighter nylon and longer. And then I just tied an overhand knot in it. Just feed everything through like that, and then I do a quick release knot on the tarp. I'll show you that in a minute. Alright, so the way I do this comes with, I forget what you call this system, but never had a problem with it. Just feed this through, and then for now, I'm just going to do a quick release half hitch, and I'm not going to tighten it down yet because I'm going to adjust the length of my hammock, and I'm going to do the same on the other side. And then once I get it where I want it, I can feed this out and keep tightening it up until I get where I want it. It's probably going to come all the way to here because last time I had this up was actually on this tree. But let's see. Alright, so there's the system. And I did have to readjust it. I don't want to be up too high. I'd like to sit and put my stove down here. So that's just the Australian hoochie and my pegs. I may put it up later. I haven't put it up in a while. But right now, all I've had was breakfast. I just brought a ton of gear out here. Just threw it in. So that's what I need right there. Yeah, before I do that, I should probably put a warm layer in. Had to, there was a lot of down trees, so I had to park the car about a mile away and hike into this spot. But I didn't want to sweat, so I just wore my t-shirt. There's better. So on my walk in, I passed a field and then several dead pine trees. So I took the opportunity to gather some tinder. Thing is, it was so, because of the rain and all the moisture in the air, it's damp, so I've had it in my pocket to dry. But now I've reached a point where my leg's starting to sweat. So yeah, if you're ever out and you're cold, you got two pairs of trousers, put one on above the other and tie the bottom or duct tape the bottom and fill the layers up in between, or the area up in between, with something like that, and you'll get warm really quick. So I'm gonna lay these out if I can find some sun under here and let them dry. So here's another tip that most of you know. Keep your camp clean. Put everything in a bag, get it up off the ground. Or if it's more of a, I guess, a survival bug out type situation, put it back in your pack. Keep your pack ready to go. Obviously, I'm not worried about anything out here where I'm going to have to bug out soon. So I put a drying line up, or just a gear line, and I put everything up off the ground. It's just easier to keep up with, and you're not walking around accidentally stepping on things. So I'll show you an easy way. If you don't have carabiners like this on things, you tie a string onto it. And okay, I don't know if y'all heard that. A couple of weeks ago, I was out here and we came across a bear. I mean, literally maybe 150, 200 yards from where I'm at right now. So that's why I brought the 12 gauge with me. Not to kill him, just to scare him off. I don't have any desire to kill a black bear. I hunt deer for food, and that's about it. Anyway, okay, so pull this through. And pull this around. Put your toggle in. And let it go, and that won't go anywhere. So I'll do it one more time. So open the loop. Put your fingers through. Like that. And then it's just quick release. I kind of hope that bear comes, though. I'd kind of like to see him again. Well, that didn't take long at all. This is absolutely my favorite system. Another trick when you're making a brew, always boil a little bit more water than what you think, so you can kind of rinse the sugar and milk or powdered milk or honey off of whatever you're using and out of your mug. That cooled really quick. It's not exactly cool to the touch, but it ain't scalding me. Burning me real bad, obviously, or else I wouldn't have picked it up. So here's another tip. Always keep, just hank of 550 cord in your pocket. I usually carry 3 hanks. I keep I think it's about 6'7" in my pocket, and sometimes there's a 15-foot one in there. And then I keep a 30-foot hank in my pack. Hardly ever use the one in the pack, the 15-foot, which is what my gear line is. I've used, and this one I'll use to hang my pack. But here's the tip. So, you've seen the old trick of doing this and taking your pack, the carry strap, and slipping that through. But what if your pack is heavy? You got a lot of extra gear with you. You really don't want to be hanging off of that strap, because it's. If it's a well-built pack, it can take it. But I don't like to put excess strain on mine. So cut you one about like a clothes hanger, and same thing. Feed it through. But now this is going to run, so you can come above it. And tie you a quick release knot. So now this whole thing is quick release. And then take your straps. And they'll take the weight a lot better. So now I've got it at this height where I can get into it easily. If you got one side higher than the other, you can always feed it over. So that water's still really warm to the touch. Now I've got to go down to the creek and get some water. Alright, I'm not quite sure if you can hear me real good, but here's another tip for you. If you use these bag filters, the Sawyer or anything similar to it, bring your mug or billy can to the creek with you. Use it to fill. Now, some people will say, well, you're contaminating your mug. No. That's the beauty of having something metal with you instead of plastic. I can always purify this mug by putting it over a fire the next time I use it, it's going to have scalding hot water put in it. If not, my billy can certainly will, and I could use it. But, you know I used it, so when I build a fire, this is going to go over it for 10-15 seconds, and nothing is going to live past that. And I've been doing that ever since these bag filters came out. And it's pretty nasty water, and I haven't had a problem with it yet. Alright, so if you're not in a hurry, and you're in a day camp or a fixed camp, and you're not in a hurry for water, like I said, these have like little places you can punch out. Tie some nice string on it. I like the tarred bank line. Tie a prusik knot, and then you can adjust the bag up and down depending on the height you need. Obviously I need this one higher. Also, make you like a little hanger in your camps and have you a designated area for your water. That's going to have to go really high. This should be a little bit higher. Also, if you're using a Sawyer squeeze filter, I've got this wrapped in duct tape, and there's probably, I don't know, maybe a good 10-12 feet of duct tape on here. You know, it always comes in handy. I've used it several times. And then once you get this flowing, it'll drip pretty steady, and it'll pick up the more the fibers get wet, the more it'll flow. But yeah, I'm gonna probably have to adjust this all the way up. Yeah, no, that's still way too low. You know, I could tie a knot into it, but I don't really feel like it. I've got another one I used last time hanging up here, and that's about right. And believe it or not, these fill up in like hardly no time. Yeah, it's flowing good now. Probably take about 6 or 7 minutes. And then that leaves you the option to go do whatever you want to. So if you're like me, you hate to carry keys in your pocket. If you have a pack that doesn't have a designated key hanger, even the ones I do, I still take my first aid kit, and it's perfect. Put your car keys in it. If you carry spare batteries for your phone, put them in there. And I also carry my wallet and hunting ID in here, because if you go away from camp, surely you're going to have that with you, you know, if you're wandering far. And then that way you always know where it is. So I'm not sure if these pine needles or this grass is going to dry before I leave. It's pretty dry, especially the pine needles. It was up off the ground on the tree, and I just stripped it. This came off the ground, so it's more damp than this. I'll wrap this in jute twine and put it up in a tree. And then I might be able to light that with a Bowdrill. You know, the ember from a Bowdrill, but I would stand a better chance using a flint and steel, so maybe I'll try that with it. And then light my billy can with it to cook a little lunch. I'm starting to get a little hungry. Alright, this stuff's still a little bit damp, but might be able to get it going with a flint and steel. if I was like really relying on this to keep me warm tonight, I would continue to let it dry until the end of the day. I would transfer it back into my pocket because I'm not sweating now, and go ahead and dry it out. Also, I would search this uh, woodland for more fat wood. I see one, two, three stumps, you know, right now that I could go collect fat wood from, and I would just shave it like crazy and put it in here with this to increase my chance of it igniting. Um, if I was in a deciduous woodland or a hardwood forest, then I would look for birch bark or inner bark of a tree. But I was thinking, when I ignite this, I'm not going to be able to shove it in there. So what I'm going to do is rough it up a little bit. And then I'm going to put it in here like that. And then I'll put my char cloth right in there. And I've got me some twigs ready. Part of me thinks I should go ahead and go get the fat wood though. But we'll see. We'll see. I could use that. Also, I have like a little wax stick here. I could shave some of that in there, but yeah, I just want to try just straight up flint and steel. You know what? I will do just a little bit of that. I don't even have my knife on me. It's over there. See if I can cut it with this. Right there. I don't have it all fluffed up. There's a few strands, but who cares? Put that right there. Made me a new batch of char cloth. Tell you what else I'll do to increase my chances. I'll take a piece of that and put it down there as well. What I'm trying to do is get that center as hot as I can. Oh, that's pretty thin right there. That's good stuff. I'll move this over here. That's where a pocket bellows would be handy. You can see how damp it is from the smoke. I'll move this over here. Well, it's going everywhere. There. Now, as soon as I get these sticks in there, I'm going to blow it some more. Yeah, I can almost hear it sizzling. This wood's damp too. Let me give it some air. Now, it's really important that you don't smother it when you have it damp like this. You want to be able to get lots of oxygen. See, I should have my knife over here stripping this wet bark off. All right. You know what? I think I might add just a little bit more water since I got it this hot, so I'll have enough for a brew as well as lunch. So I just threw a bunch of stuff in here. I'm almost certain I'm going to have this. That's the reason I brought that water to a boil. But I also brought some sardines. Got some coffee. Brought some bread. Some eggs. And some butter and some oil. And my spatula and spoon. Oh, and my filter, coffee filter. And like a little Reese's cup. And a garbage bag. So, yeah, I think I'm just going to have that. Keep it simple. So the mosquitoes came out. It's finally warmed up, and I got to strip that wool shirt off. But yeah, they came out in force. So I had this with me in my fire kit. So I'm going to set this up next to me while I eat over there in my hammock. These things are wonderful. They'll rest right on top of there. I think I hear that just starting to boil. Yep. Now, here's the tricky part. Maybe trying to do this without a kettle. So yeah, you can see how much a gear line get used. I've got my axe, canteen pouch, shirt, belt kit, water filter, my binos, handkerchief, and all the stuff that goes in my billy. But yeah, you see where that would be, you know, it's just, I wouldn't want all that laying around on the ground. At least not out here. All right, I haven't done a Bowdrill in a while, and obviously this is not a set that I collected today on site. I make them and take them with me, and then I wrap them in jute, so you've always got a bird's nest. And I experiment with them too. So this is box elder and pawpaw. So that should get an ember pretty quick. Probably need to sharpen that, but I'll try it without it first. Yeah, so I've got a torn rotator cuff, and yeah, so I don't know, it's probably been a year since I've spun one. So yeah, this set's probably a year old or better. I can feel I can feel that heating up. Yeah, it's eating that away more than it's eating this away. Probably because it's so old. I'll go get a knife. Yeah, that set's pretty old. Starting to turn a little punky. Yeah, you can see center's really pithy. Just trim some of this away. Give it a little bit more bite. Now let's try that again. That's a small limber. I could have built it up some. Yeah, it's starting to turn red now. There it goes. Bring it down here where you can see it. One more word, and then I'm going to get out of here. Anybody that tells you making a set and carrying it with you is cheating, it's not true. Give your ancestors more credit than that. If they have a set that they've made and it works, and you know how hard it is, if you make these things, you know how hard it is sometimes, especially under damp conditions or very humid conditions. They're not always going to work, right when you need them to. And our ancestors had to experience the same things. If they have a set that works, or had a set that works, they're going to carry it with them, and they're going to keep it dry to the best of their ability. They're not going to say, oh man, I've got a perfectly working set here. Well, let me throw it away after this fire. They're going to keep it. Same thing with a hand drill. Well, anyway, that was fun. And it didn't hurt my shoulder like I thought it was going to. Alright, thanks for watching. See you in the next video.